Welcome. Welcome to this space where, well, the everyday kind of fades away, doesn't it? You start to sense those deeper currents. Tonight, we're diving deep, not just talking about a dream, but really entering into its language,
Right.
the language of the unconscious,
Yeah.
that hidden part that speaks in symbols, whispers when things get quiet.
And in that quiet, in the sleep, this landscape just unfolded. Familiar rooms, but strange.
Strange how?
Everything felt off. Like I was searching, constantly searching, for keys.
Keys.
Yeah, keys. And the air, it was heavy, like it was pressing in. Time itself felt broken, stuttering.
Keys. They're such potent symbols, aren't they? Not just metal things. In the mind, they're about thresholds.
Thresholds, yeah.
What's locked away, what we yearn to access inside ourselves. Tell me more about that feeling of being lost but in a familiar place. How did it transform? What felt so off?
Well, surfaces I touch every day felt alien. Almost like I was in a borrowed room, a borrowed house.
A borrowed reality.
Exactly. A hallway, my hallway, it seemed to get narrower. The wallpaper peeled back, showing these colors I didn't recognize. And the light. There was hardly any shadows, were just alive, turning coats on hooks into figures, doorways into, like, voids.
Wow.
And when I tried to call out, my voice just vanished, swallowed by the silence.
That uncanny feeling, the familiar made strange.
Yeah.
It so often mirrors a kind of disorientation in waking life, doesn't it?
It does feel like that, yeah.
Makes you wonder what, in your current experience, feels alien or borrowed right now.
Yeah.
And that clock you mentioned, the stuttering.
Yeah.
How does time feel to you lately? Not clock time, but the flow, the texture of it.
That's a good question. The need for the keys, though, it wasn't just about opening a door. It became this compulsion.
The compulsion.
Yeah, a search for something I couldn't even name. And bits of the past kept flickering in, losing a marble as a kid,
Oh, yeah.
That little hollow ache when a favorite toy disappeared. I saw my hands, small hands, digging in sand.
Yeah.
Like trying to get something back that was just gone. That feeling of loss from way back then, it was right there in the search.
Those lost childhood things, they carry so much weight. Our first brushes with loss, with feeling incomplete, right?
Definitely.
That image, the hand searching in sand. What feels irretrievable for you now, like it's slipping through your fingers.
It's hard to say exactly. But the house in the dream, it felt alive, breathing with me. The walls were humming almost with secrets.
The house itself.
Yeah. And this one kitchen drawer, it always sticks. Always. But in the dream, it slid open so easily.
And inside.
Dust. A fine layer of dust that shouldn't have been there. Did I clean? I couldn't remember. Time felt blurred. My heart was pounding.
Uneasy.
Yeah, like, was I really alone? The house felt like it knew me, and better than I know myself sometimes. Every corner held these echoes.
Echoes of what?
Me as a kid, hiding from thunder. Me as a teenager, writing secrets in a journal. Locked doors, always locked doors.
That personified house. It becomes your own inner landscape, doesn't it? Holding all those memories, the unspoken things.
It felt exactly like that.
And the drawer, opening easily but revealing dust. Maybe a disruption. Something missing where you expect familiarity, a shift in routine.
Could be.
And those echoes, the fear, the secret writing, the locked doors, those feel like key fragments, pieces of this search you're on.
Yeah. And the question, it changed then. It wasn't where are the keys anymore. It was deeper.
What was
More like, what am I actually looking for? It felt like this pressure inside, a knot I couldn't untangle into words. Outside, the wind was rattling the windows. And I saw my reflection. It looked unsteady, tired, haunted, almost.
Did you recognize that reflection?
I mean, yes, but did I always look like that? Or just there in that in-between place?
That feeling you can't quite name, that pressure, that knot, that's often the very thing the dream is trying to nudge into your awareness.
You think so?
And the distorted reflection. It could point to a gap, maybe, between how you see yourself day to day and a deeper, perhaps more burdened reality the dream reveals.
A hidden reality.
This liminal space, the dream space, it allows for those confrontations, with the hidden parts.
I kept searching, though. Every place felt right, but also wrong, both at once.
Paradoxical.
Yeah. And part of me just knew they wouldn't be there, wherever there was, but I couldn't stop.
What drove you, do you think? Hope? Fear? Just habit?
All of it. Isn't that what life feels like sometimes? Just always searching for answers, for purpose, connection. For myself, I guess.
The searching itself. That's a huge theme here. The dream seems to be asking you to look at how you search in your waking life.
How I search.
Yeah. Is it genuine desire or old patterns? What kind of answers? What kind of purpose? What kind of connection are you really seeking deep down?
Deep down. Wow. Then the clock struck midnight in the dream, but each time was slow. So slow.
Time stretching out.
Yeah. And the darkness got thicker. I closed my eyes for a second, felt sort of enveloped. And when I opened them, the room was the same, but I felt different.
How so?
Something had shifted inside me. The search went on, but it wasn't frantic anymore.
Less about finding the keys, more about understanding the search itself. Less about the keys, more about the seeking.
That midnight transition, the slowing clock, that often signals a deeper level of unconscious processing taking place.
Deeper processing.
Moving beyond the surface panic, engaging more deeply with time, with yourself, the deliberate search.
Yeah, points towards introspection, right? Looking inward, not just outward.
Introspection, yeah.
The process becomes the focus, not just the immediate result. Understanding the why behind the search.
Keys. It's funny, isn't it? Such small things. Why keys? Not tools or gadgets.
Through word itself?
Yeah, key. It feels old, ritualistic almost. A key doesn't just open something. It goes in, it turns, it grants access.
To hidden places.
Hidden chambers, secret selves. Maybe that's what I was really looking for. Not the metal things, but the doorway to a locked part of me.
A locked part.
Maybe a memory I buried. Or a desire that feels, I don't know, dangerous.
Your intuition there feels spot on. The word key taps into that deep psychological urge, doesn't it? To access the hidden parts of ourselves.
I guess it does.
And that locked part.
Key.
It absolutely could be a repressed memory or a desire that feels too threatening for the conscious mind to handle. The dream uses the key symbol as an invitation.
An invitation.
A nudge saying, look here, explore this hidden chamber.
It made me think about childhood again, the first time I really lost something precious.
What was it?
Just a little toy left on a bench. But the feeling, like something inside me slipped away too. I cried, but not really for the toy.
For the feeling of loss itself.
Yeah, for feeling incomplete. That ache, it's still there sometimes, that fear. But keys need locks, right?
They do.
So what am I locking up? What am I trying to keep contained inside? What secrets are behind those walls?
Those early losses really do shape us, shape our sense of self, of wholeness, and the keys and locks together in the dream, it powerfully highlights those internal barriers we build, often without even realizing it.
Barriers, yeah.
So the question becomes, what feelings, what parts of yourself might you be trying to keep in, or maybe even keep out right now, consciously or unconsciously?
Wow. That's a lot. The darkness in the dream, it felt like it was pulsing with things unsaid.
Like the air was thick with them.
Exactly. And in the shadows, I saw, just for a second, a child's face. Wide eyes. Wonder and terror mixed together.
A child.
It felt like me, from that age when reality and imagination just blur, you know? Closets had monsters, mirrors showed strangers. I believed in magic then.
And now?
Did I lose that belief along with whatever I'm searching for? Or did I trade it, give it away? For safety, acceptance, love.
That's a powerful question.
I used to tell myself stories. Heroes, villains, light, dark, they helped, but the lines always got blurry.
That child in the shadows. It represents that lost innocence, perhaps. A time when your inner world was maybe more accessible, more openly expressed.
Maybe.
And asking if you traded that belief for security. That's crucial. The blurring lines between hero and villain suggest, perhaps, a move towards a more complex understanding of your experiences, less black and white.
Perhaps. My footsteps echoed in the dream then, stirring things up. In the hallway, I saw myself, but younger. A teenager.
What are we doing?
Writing.
Yeah.
Like furiously in a journal. What was I writing? Crushes. Fears. Fantasies. Or something I couldn't say out loud. Words have so much power, don't they? To wound, heal, reveal, or conceal, lock things away.
Absolutely.
Then the bedroom. It felt different. Heavy, warm almost. The bed was rumpled. Who was there? Was it just me or someone else? This really primal longing just rose up. Sexual, emotional, spiritual. All tangled together.
That teenage journal. It's symbol of that intense period of self-discovery, isn't it?
Yeah.
And recognizing the power of language to shape your inner world.
Yeah, it felt like that.
Those unwritten words, the things left unsaid, they probably carry enormous weight still. And the charged feeling in the bedroom, the rumpled bed, the question of who was there, that points to complex desires, maybe unacknowledged longings.
Unacknowledged.
It makes you think about repression, doesn't it? What we push down.
Yeah, repression, those desires buried too deep. Dreams are like The cracks, right, glimpses underneath.
Exactly, they offer a glimpse.
So dreaming of keys. Am I trying to unlock the dam, let it all out, or am I actually trying to make the dam stronger? Keep it locked.
That's the core conflict, perhaps.
Then click. It startled me. Not the keys making a sound, just the idea of them. Suddenly clear.
The idea.
Yeah, the promise they hold. Discovery, connection, completion. Isn't that what drives us? That search for wholeness.
It's a fundamental drive.
We chase it outside ourselves, don't we? But maybe that emptiness we feel inside, maybe it's actually full. Full of everything we pushed away. Fears, hopes, hungers, our messy humanity.
That focus on keys right then. It really seems to spotlight that internal tug of war. The desire for release versus the need for control, for containment. And that insight that the external chase might be about filling an internal space that's already full, just with unacknowledged stuff.
Yeah.
That's profound. That's a huge realization to come from a dream.
It felt huge. I thought about being a kid again. Rituals against the dark.
Like what?
Closing windows tight. Checking closets. Pulling blankets up to my chin. Little acts of control against monsters.
We all have those, don't we?
But then the question hit me. Who are the real monsters? The ones outside or the ones inside?
Did you get an answer?
Not in words. It was a feeling.
Yeah.
A sensation. Warmth. Tingling. A certainty. Like I understood something deep down viscerally, not with my head.
A bodily knowing.
Exactly. And I just knew. The keys, they were never the point. Not the finding them. They were a symbol for something bigger. Something I carried inside me all along.
Those childhood rituals, they show our early attempts to manage anxiety, the unknown within ourselves.
Trying to feel safe.
Right. And that shift you described, from thinking to feeling to that visceral knowing, that's a major step, a deeper awareness bubbling up.
It felt like it.
Realizing the keys are symbolic, something carried within that points to an inner resource, a strength or potential you maybe hadn't recognized before.
Maybe, but still. The search went on in the dream, even after that feeling.
Which is interesting in itself.
Yeah. I guess the journey itself has meaning, doesn't it? Each step, even searching for something I kind of knew I wouldn't find externally, it brought little flashes of clarity, fragments of myself.
Reflected back to you.
Yeah. The silence got deeper. That frantic feeling was gone. Just a low hum left. And then my hand just brushed my pocket. A little clink. Metallic. The keys, they were there. In my pocket. All along.
Wow, after all that searching.
Yeah. But there was no triumph. Just this quiet, almost hollow ache of relief. Finding them wasn't the point. It really wasn't.
The search continuing even after that inner shift. It emphasizes that self-discovery isn't a one-time event, is it? It's ongoing.
Feels like it.
And finding the keys in your pocket so simply, without any drama, it powerfully suggests that what you were looking for wasn't out there at all.
Right. It was part of me.
Exactly. Intrinsically connected to you, and that hollow ache of relief. It says so much. The significance wasn't in finding, but in the realization, the understanding.
I held them up. In the dim light, each one was different, unique, like a map.
A mat.
Yeah, a map of paths I'd traveled, paths forgotten. Not keys to doors, but keys to moments. Choices I made, pieces of me scattered through time.
That's a beautiful metaphor. Keys as a map of your life.
Outside, I could hear the wind. The world was moving on, but inside the dream, everything felt suspended, timeless.
Dreams are like that, aren't they? Thresholds.
Yeah, dissolving boundaries, showing hidden layers, the unconscious speaking its own language, but maybe they're also mirrors.
Mirrors.
Reflecting who we are, and maybe who we could become. Searching for the keys felt like peeling back layers, uncovering buried bits of myself that just refused to stay hidden anymore.
That image of keys as a map is so powerful. And yes, dreams as thresholds and mirrors. That captures their dual nature perfectly, self-reflection and potential. And that idea of buried fragments refusing to stay hidden, that speaks to the persistence of the unconscious, always seeking expression, seeking wholeness.
Now, holding the keys, the house felt different. Or maybe I felt different seeing it.
That's how.
The walls seemed taller, ceilings higher, like space had opened up. The shadows felt softer, less threatening.
It's interesting.
The air felt lighter, but still charged somehow, like static electricity. Was this waking up, inside the dream.
A shift in perception.
Yeah, and a memory just popped up, a little wooden box from when I was a kid.
Your treasure box.
Yeah, full of treasures, a warm coin, a pressed flower, a faded photo, stuff that meant the world to me then, even if no one else got it.
We all have those boxes, literal or metaphorical.
Was that box like a precursor?
Yeah.
The keys, another symbol of things hidden, containment, mystery, potential.
It certainly resonates, doesn't it?
Was opening that box back then a kind of rehearsal for later searches like this one?
That altered perception of the house, it signals a real internal shift. Your relationship to your inner world, maybe yourself, changing.
It felt change.
And the treasure box memory reinforces that theme of hidden aspects, the deep meaning we pour into small things, opening it as a rehearsal that beautifully links past patterns to this present seeking.
Looking out the window then, the night was endless, but it felt beautiful, held a promise of movement, growth, like seeds under the earth, just waiting.
Potential.
Yeah. And the word key came back again. So simple, so ordinary, but so profound. To unlock something, that means revealing it, right? Exposing it, making it vulnerable.
It implies vulnerability, yes.
Turning a key, it starts something. It's stepping into the unknown, but with trust, maybe.
Trust in the process.
And the clock. I heard a clock again, but this one was steady, ticking evenly, grounding. Midnight had passed. The urgency was gone. What was left felt quieter, gentler. Just this understanding that the seeking, that's the answer. The journey is what shapes us.
That imagery of the night holding beauty, the seeds waiting, it offers such a sense of hope, of transformation.
I felt that hope.
And digging deeper into key, revealing its link to vulnerability, initiating change. That's powerful.
Yeah.
Accepting the journey itself as the meaning. That's a huge step toward self-understanding, kind of liberation.
Liberation, yeah. I slipped the keys back in my pocket. Their weight felt familiar now, but significant. Not just tools anymore. Reminders.
Reminders of what?
I don't know if I can put it into words. Maybe I'll never fully know. And maybe that's okay. That's enough.
Accepting the mystery.
Yeah. The house settled, became still. Shadows pulled back. Dawn was starting to break outside. Just a glimmer, not full light.
That liminal space again?
Exactly. Between sleep and waking, dream and reality, I felt a shift inside. A space opened up.
Space for what?
For the unanswered questions. For truths that don't need words. For beginnings without neat endings. The dream's echo. It stayed with me. Became part of me, like a thread.
Connecting things.
Yeah. Past, future, conscious, unconscious, self, other. All connected. And slowly, in the dream, I took a step forward. I still don't know for sure, but for now, that felt like enough. More than enough.
Putting the keys back in your pocket, that signifies integration, doesn't it? Taking their symbolic meaning with you.
I think so.
And accepting uncertainty, that opening of an inner space. Those are real signs of growth. The dream's echo becoming part of you shows the lasting impact of this unconscious exploration, that single step forward, even without knowing the destination. That's the start of change in waking life. This whole journey, this deep dive through the dream's landscape, it just reveals how profound the connection is between our inner world and, well, the everyday stuff of our lives.
It really does.
The search for lost keys becomes this incredible metaphor for that deeper quest, the search for self-understanding.
It definitely leaves me wondering about the other doors inside me, What other keys might I find? What other hidden parts are waiting?
Indeed. And for you listening, consider the locked doors in your own life. Yeah. What metaphorical keys might you already possess, maybe without even realizing it, tucked away somewhere? What happens when you allow yourself, just gently, to explore those spaces between waking and dreaming, the known and the unknown? It's fascinating territory. Thank you for letting us delve into it with you today.